Hi guys, welcome to the channel, and today I'm bringing you my first Borderlands 4 build for Vex. This is going to be my incarnate build, and this is going to be the build that I used to get me from level 1 all the way to Ultimate Vault Hunter 5. I'll also be going over the equipment that I used to get there, and note that yes, the crit knife and the Dullahan is used in this setup, but I didn't really acquire those weapons until about 90 hours in, and I believe I finally got both the crit knife and the Dullahan when I was Vault Hunter 3 or Vault Hunter 4. So again, those two unique items definitely make the playthrough a lot easier, but to get through the story and kind of get the game going, this is the setup I used, so let's jump into it. So I have the build set up for you guys from start to finish, exactly the order I went into, so pretty easy to follow along, and I'll explain as we go. So starting off with Grave Sights, this is nice. It's a kill skill. It's going to give us increased critical hit damage and gun handling. Self-explanatory, we're going to get 15% per stack, and we get a total of 3 stacks, so a nice 45% critical damage. Really nice, and again, you're going to be mobbing a lot in the end game and killing things a lot, so you'll be able to keep this buff up the entire time you're playing. And then from there, where I went after that is I chased Grave Implements, which gives Vex and her minions increased gun damage for a duration. So again, another stack of 60% more gun damage. As you can see, we're really stacking damage with Incarnate Vex. I originally had this setup kind of made for elemental damage, but then I realized that the Siren in this game is not really the elementalist. It's more of a, how would you put it? Kind of more of a clone and minion build, and definitely more of a kinetic bleed character. So definitely a different take on Siren, although you can make her elemental. And this game, though, I don't think she's best played as an elemental Siren. She's better played as a kinetic or as a minion build. And with that being said, we went into Blood Letter right after that, getting Bleed. I'll show some gameplay clips. I should have them hopefully going in the background. I'm able to get my Bleed to tick for 600,000 a tick, almost, so that's pretty nuts. Again, this is involving the crit knife and stacking a bunch of things in the end game that I will show you, but yeah, pretty powerful stuff, really good. And then from there you will go ahead and you will actually have all of this unlocked now. Now, the way I would do this is I would go to Conjunction next, and Vex gains increased gun damage the more full her shield is, and gains damage reduction the less full her health is. So it's a nice increased damage / damage reduction, good for survivability and for burst damage. This is really good for boss setting up like in the end game, and also just in general when you kind of get back on your feet, you have extra damage. The next one I went with is Dreadlight. When Vex deals gun damage, is a chance to spawn radioactive hazards. Again, I chose this just because more dot damage on the map and better mobbing, and to be honest, there really wasn't a lot of better choices here. You're not always going to be attuned to radiation, I've learned, so just really nothing here that I actually really wanted. But really I was chasing Desecration as the capstone, and what this does is Phase Explosion and Eldritch Blast creates hazards, dealing damage over time for a duration. And then Eldritch Blast is now homing. If it hits an enemy airborne, it bursts after delay, dealing damage. Again, I just like this because the AoE pools everywhere are great for mobbing, great for bossing. It's just nice, but again, you can flip between this and another capstone, which I'm going to show you, and you can also flip between another augment later as well. So you'll also unlock this augment by default called Witchy Trigger Finger. This one is also very good because again you get more gun damage whenever you hit stuff. Again, this is all personal preference. I am probably going to switch to this one now that I'm in Ultimate Vault Hunter Mode 5 and I've been playing it, and I'm just trying to get as much damage because this will be nice for the raid boss that's coming. But through my playthrough I went and I chose Grave Harvest. I like this a lot because this allows you to heal, it allows you to cause more hazards, and it allows you to also make more explosions. Basically what you do is when you kill something, it'll spawn a soul orb, and you can walk into that soul orb and heal, or you can detonate it by clicking E and they'll explode. So again, pretty cool ability, nice. And then I chose Arcana. Vex gains increased skill damage. Again, this is nice for the hazards we're going to be making. This is nice for Eldritch Blast. This is just overall a great ability. And not really like an amazing, super amazing passive, but this kind of just helps make our ultimate even better. Because again, I didn't really want to choose increased health capacity and regeneration on kills. To me, chasing survivability in that aspect is not worth it. In Borderlands, it's never been, because you're going to take a lot of damage, so there's no point trying to get as tanky as possible. You'd rather just get as much damage and just trying to survive, essentially. Bloodshot, this is an obvious one. It's pretty meta for the Siren right now. When Vex uses a rep kit, her next gunshot will become Bloodshot, converting damage dealt into kinetic damage and dealing bonus damage based on her current health. Again, I do have a class mod on right now, the legendary one, that's giving me an extra 100%, but it caps at 50 by default. This is this is kind of helping me pair with the knife and the Dullahan, really helping me to like one-shot a lot of the bosses in the game. But I've also switched that setup to different weapons as well. I've been testing it with the bod. Since that shotgun counts as everything, it's been working out really good. I've been proccing Bloodshot with that gun all the time since it counts as every weapon. And pretty much that is going to get you all the way. This should get you to about endgame. Like, not endgame, but this should get you through the story to level 30. And then from there on, the last about 20 points we're going to spend is we're going to then go into material components and say Vex gets increased kinetic damage and kinetic status effect damage. Again, this is going to help with our bleed build that we're going to be making in the end game. And this is really everything you want from this skill tree. Moving on to Dead Ringer. This is where we put the rest of our points now. So you have Cold Iron. Vex gains increased gun damage. So we don't care about the minion part. We're just trying to grab as much damage as possible. So we get 15% more damage. And then for your last 4 points, Vex and our minions get increased status effect damage. So this will stack into our bleed, making us even stronger with the bleed. Like I said, I've been getting bleeds to tick for almost 600k, probably more. I just haven't paid attention to it. Like I said, I should have it hopefully on the screen for you guys, playing for y'all. Moving into the gear. The nice thing with this build is ideally you can rock whatever you want, essentially. There's only going to be some mandatories that I would recommend chasing or trying to get your hands on just to really optimize this build. One of them being the standard defibrillator. I genuinely really like this one a lot. It says when your health goes below 20%, there's a 50% chance to replenish your rep kit on charge. This is nice because again it gives you a giant heal. And then again, it allows you to, by being able to proc your your rep kit, you also proc Bloodshot by default. And then also it comes with Amp on grants 200 damage on your next shot. Again, I got lucky with this, finding this like this just with that Amp. I think Amp is ideally what you want on everything. But again, this is just helping stack that Bloodshot with the build, stacking as much damage as possible every time. I'm pretty sure you could choose a different one, but I just kind of like this one because it's a massive heal. Unfortunately, I don't have a level 50 one yet. I just haven't been able to get one. So I've been rocking this level 45. But I ended up getting one at like level 30, and I found it again, so I got really lucky. This is like definitely the one I would recommend. And in our ordnance, through the game, when it comes to ordnance, I've been using grenades. And I used throwing knives in the beginning of the game, but as you can see, level 50. I did not get this until, like I was saying earlier, until about Ultimate Vault Hunter 3. I think 3 or 4 is when I really got it. And I think Ultimate Vault Hunter, Ultimate Hunter 4 is when I got it, because that's when I finally did all the raid bosses, and I was just one-shotting them. Like, you know, it's pretty nice. Everyone knows Crit Knife, Spread Launcher. And moving into that, the Dullahan, like I said, level 47. I got this, like I said, roughly around Vault Hunter 3. Is when I unlocked it finally, or I was able to actually finally find one. RNG has not been on my side in finding these weapons. But Dullahan is not necessary. A lot of the guns you can use in this game are great with this setup. That's one thing I do like about this build, is it's not gun restrictive or gun tied. Moving on to the class mod. The class mod, I got lucky. I literally just found this before I'm making this video. I was like, you know what, let me just try to actually get my hands on one, and I feel like I got I would say a 9 out of 10 roll. I hate that I have a 50% shield regeneration. Don't really like that. I want to get something better, but again, farming Violictor's a little annoying at the moment, so I'm going to just settle for that at the moment. Now, the shield, this is one that I really like a lot. I feel like I can get kind of any shield I want, but I do like this one a lot. It says Overshield Eater. When energy shield is active, enemies have a 12% chance to drop an overshield when hit. When overshield is also active, grants 25% shock damage. So again, I do like this because this helps us stack even more status effect. It's a great setup. I like it a lot. It also gives us shock resistance, which again is going to help with their shield health. Again, that you don't really care for that. You just want the overshield eater. I like that a lot. It's pretty nice. And it says sturdy when damaging enemies, 5% chance to grant 20% damage reduction for 5 seconds. And then amped when energy shields are full, shots drain 28% of those shields for 100% damage. So again, when you grab that and you grab the overshields and it helps you to stay up, you actually keep this amped charge up. So this shield right now, great setup. It kind of, like I said, is really helping with bursting, because again, when you go into a fight, that first shot that you have, you're going to be able to stack this damage on top of everything. And then now for the enhancement, I haven't really found one that I'm really liking. I kind of found this one at level 39 and I've just kept it. Like I said, I love Jacob's weapons a lot in this game, and Vex right now just seems to be a very big kinetic character to optimize her in the best way possible at the moment. And ironically, the Dullahan is a Jacob's weapon, so these two paired just happened to work out as soon as I got it. Pretty nice. The nice thing about it though is it says guns with Jacobs. Licensed bards grant consecutive critical hits, stacking 5% bonus for a maximum of 8 stacks. So again, 40% increased crit damage. So as you can see, we have very high crit, very high damage, and then obviously with the knife we have a guaranteed crit all the time. Now with the guns, with this setup, excluding the class mod, like I said, you can really use whatever you want. But end game incarnate, I would definitely have this. Obviously, I would definitely recommend the bot. This is just going to be amazing for mobbing and clearing. I don't think I really have any gameplay recorded at the moment for you guys. I'm sorry, but I have used it on the bosses. I was farming Wilhelm earlier, just trying to test it. I was even farming Violictor, just using just this, not Dullahan, and just being able to proc this with the crit knife. I can basically kill everything having Bloodshot up 24/7, since the bod counts as everything. I also really like the Wombo combo. I kind of have a standard roll of it. This weapon is like great. Obviously sniper rifles, when you have this class mod, is the way to go, because again the class mod reads when killing an enemy with a sniper rifle it will trigger Bloodshot, and then critically hitting enemies with the sniper rifle has a 33% chance to trigger Bloodshot. So with the knife, compared with the sniper rifle, you're going to be getting a lot of crits, a lot of Bloodshots, a lot of damage. Other weapons I recommend, Bonnie and Clyde. This one is also really good too. I managed to get a shiny version of it. This weapon is incredible. Like I said, it's kinetic, so you're always proccing bleed. It also switches to a shotgun, so it's great. Weapon choices, the thing I like is you can use whatever you want. So yeah, I mean, I don't really think I have anything else to add to that right now, guys. I don't want to make this video too long. It's already 13 minutes. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick little build guide. I'll be making a clone build for Vex, and I'll also be making another familiar build for Vex, just so I can play all 3 versions of her and really see what fits the best. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll catch you on the next one.